what do you think separates potential house hackers from those that actually do it? Because there are a lot of people that talk about it and they spend a lot of time thinking about it, but they fall into analysis paralysis or life catches up with them and they never actually get around to do it. What do you think the difference is?
I think the biggest difference is honestly just their fear. They may be afraid of, all right, if I buy a house hack, what happens if the furnace runs out? Which I've ran into. I've had a furnace go out, it cost me $5,000 to fix, but luckily I had money set aside to take care of that. They fear that they're not going to be able to find renters. I have never had a shortage of renters out there that are looking for a nice quality place to live. Or I've even had such fears as how does this impact my taxes? Those are questions that should be answered after you buy the property and discuss with the CPA. So I think, and I mean, fear is a huge thing that separates people that aren't even looking to house hack, but are looking to buy a rental property across town that stops them from doing that. So I just kind of like to reframe their fear of like, what is the worst thing that could potentially happen? Oh, the worst thing that you happen is you lose, not even lose, like you may have to spend an additional couple $1,000s. It's just money. You're still have your health, you still have your family, you still have your friends. That's not the end of the world. When it comes to like taxes, oh, you have to hire a CPA instead of doing your taxes on H&R Block. You know what? That's probably huge because the $400 that you spend on a CPA is probably going to get you an additional $2,000 to $3,000 in your tax return that you didn't know about when you're using H&R Block in the past. And yeah, when it comes to like not being able to find renters and having a lot of vacancy, the way that the trends of the world and the US are is more people are becoming long-term or forever renters instead of buying their house. So the pool of people that are looking for a high quality place to live is continuing to increase. So just kind of recognizing what your fears are and then saying like, all right, what's the worst that could happen? And then just kind of thinking of different ways to overcome those fears is I think what separates people who, want to house hack but don't.
Absolutely. And, I have people come to me with similar, situations of fear and things like that. And I tell them, I mean, I've had my fair share of things like the furnace going out. I mean, on Christmas Day a couple years ago, the sewage backed up, right? City sewage backed up. And it was a huge deal. And I had to call a 24-hour plumber, right? And you address the situation. I had a massive tree fall on my house, right? There have been things that have happened outside of my control, right? But it's been being a house hacker has been the greatest things ever happened to my wealth building journey. It's just exponentially, built wealth, built, residual income, and you just deal with the minor issues as they come up because it's a
Mm-hmm.
part of real estate. But like you said, the tax benefits, right? The appreciation benefits, the mindset benefits. I mean, they far outweigh some of the minor issues that come up being a landlord.